Hey girl, hey, how you doing? How everybody doing? Hey, my family. Hey, my red family. Everybody who said we gonna dump these DMs. Come on, y'all. Dumping these DMs, right? No more blue, no matter who. That's what we're on. That's what we're on. You see the Chicago flip red, baby. Yes. Yes, we're on a mission to flip Chicago red and Illinois red. You see, I got my shirt on today. I'm representing. I'm representing today, y'all. I am representing Chicago red. And me and my husband just watched the Bears earlier. So they lost. So we like, my husband real hurt. He real hurt about the Bears, y'all, because they lost. You know, we played and they played Green Bay. That's our nemesis. So he's very hurt about that. So how my peeps doing today? Gary Taylor. Uh, hey, how you doing? How everybody doing today? Yeah, yes. So today I thought it was very important. How everybody doing? Say hi. Let me say hi to me. Say hi to me. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday from Chicago. Happy Sunday, you all. So, what we got to talk about today is, hey, when is Mohawk Boy going to stop that? Mohawk Boy, that's his name, Mohawk Boy. When is Mohawk Boy going to step down? Right, right. Hey, Real Twins, Brandon Johnson failed CPD. Yes, he did, Reals. Yes, he did. And that's what's so sad about it, right? Because yup. Hey, Daddy, checking in from Maryland. Hey, Yaya too. Yes, he failed CPD, and the thing is, CPD don't like him. They didn't vote for him. They told everybody, not to vote for him because his whole thing was he didn't back the police. Lori Lightfoot wasn't behind the police. They couldn't stand her. And so Brandon Johnson is the same way. He wanted to defund the police. So a lot of police officers were definitely saying, do not vote for this guy, because as you all know, we already have a problem in Chicago, a crime problem. So carjackings are up, mugging, and murders. So now we are going into the holiday season. So you all can really understand how what the holiday season coming forward. Now you have robbing, because they already been robbing people. Far as when they carjack you, they would take your purse and everything. Y'all, let me tell you how these criminals have gotten in Chicago and maybe everywhere. But Kim Fox is terrible. We're so glad she's stepping down. She is horrible because she's the one who allowed these criminals to get back out, especially the young ones. And so they put an ankle monitor on them. And these people have been, they've been caught doing, crime files with guns, murder, and things like that. And then because they're young, she let them out with an ankle monitor on. So this has been the Democratic agenda, soft on crime. If you think about it, in California, and New York, and Chicago, all the Democrat cities that's high crime written, if you notice, they became and start beginning to get really soft on crime. All the shop and grab. I don't know if you are familiar with a lot of recently. This is what the people were doing. They would steal a car after they carjack you for your car, take all your information. First, let me start what they do with. So this is how these people have been doing. When they rob you, right? Not only will they take your car, they will have a phone, tell you have a gun to your head, tell you to put smash and grabs. Yes, they would put a gun to your head. So they not robbing with like one people, right? These criminals have gotten sophisticated. It's usually 3 or 4 of them in one car. So this is how they get the ups on you. So it's 3 or 4 of them in one car, and they go steal a car, right? So now, mind you, we have it where the police can't chase you. So the police can't chase a car if they can't do they can't do that. So the criminals know that. So now we got the police that can't chase you, and so these are how the criminals got. All of them had guns, right? So they jump out on you. So if you have a gun, if you conceal and carry, it really don't matter, because if you by yourself and before you can get your gun, if you got 3 people pointing guns at you, ain't no way you gonna do nothing, right? Because you're outnumbered. So this is how they doing things, right? So one jump out, one to put a gun to your head. Women, men, it don't matter. Put a gun to your head. This is what they're doing. They're asking you, telling you to get your phone out. So you get your phone. Go to your Zelle, right? Because see, a lot of times they'll grab people purses and then they don't have no valuables in their purse, right? Because people just keep their valuables at home. And credit cards, they may have one or something like that, but they mainly just keep their valuables and don't take a lot of credit cards with them, right? Especially if you got carjackings up. So now these people have gotten sophisticated and gotten smart. So what they are doing is now jumping out, putting a gun to your head, telling your phone, telling you to unlock your phone, telling you to go in your Chase Zelle account, Chase account, whatever you got, whatever bank account you have. Most of us got Zelle. Most people got Zelle on their phone or whatever. They want you to go Zelle them. They're going to give you the number. So you're going to go to your Zelle. They're going to look at how much money you got in your account. They're telling you with a gun to your head to Zelle this number that they give you, right? So you go Zelle that number, transfer all the money you have in your account to their account. And so now, then after that, they take your phone, take your purse or whatever, then they take your car. This is how they're doing things. So now, if you don't have no money on you, anything like that, they don't care because they're telling you to go in your account and transfer them the money. This is what they're doing, right? So now we have the police who don't have no powers, right? Remember, the Democrats stripped them of their power. So they're just really an empty shell. They're just standing up there because if they do their job, if they shoot you because you need to be shot, because you reaching for a gun like the Dexter thing, he clearly shot at the police. They didn't follow any rules, had tinted windows. They stopped him, pulled out a gun through the window and shot at the police. They shot him, and now you got people, black people, outraged talking about the police shouldn't shot him that many times. This is where we at in these cities, right? So now the criminal is the victim, and now that's what's happening. So the police are scared to do their job because they're scared that if they shoot you, which would be justified, then they're going to go to jail or they're going to get their pension taken. They're going to get laid off. So they have a family to feed. So if depending on how many years they worked, then if they do something like shoot you just to be justified, they still going to get laid off the job until an investigation happens. So you don't even know. So now you still laid off without pay, and they have to investigate, which take a while. So this is what the police officers are going through, especially in these high crime-ridden cities. And so now they're second guessing their job. They're not doing their job. They're really like, if you call them, first of all, we're understaffed. 2,000 police officers, we're understaffed. Gun laws are strict. Yeah, gun laws, think about it. Why is the gun law so strict in Illinois for us? We have to go through all the hoops to get a gun, conceal and carry us. We can't take your gun to the park. You can't take your gun into the store. You can't take your gun on the L platform. This is the restriction they give all the gun, the law abiding citizens. Meanwhile, the people who the criminals don't follow none of the rules. They had guns wherever they don't supposed to because they are not abiding by the rules anyway. So how is it, if you think about it, all the crime, all the Democrat states that are really good, are really tough on the gun laws for the citizens, why do they have the highest crime? You have strict gun laws, but it seems that the criminals have all the guns. And you make it hard for the citizens to get guns, but the criminals have all the guns because the criminals don't follow the rules anyway. So now you have civilian policies interfered with. Yeah, right. So now you have police, right, who are really good police. We have some good police. We have some bad ones, but the good ones really, they outweigh the bad ones. So now we're in Chicago, crime-ridden city. They are now, the police don't have no power, right? So the police ain't trying to lose everything. They're not trying to get killed. So now they just laying back. You see somebody with a gun and stuff, you're not really trying to do nothing because now your life is in jeopardy. You want to go back to your family. So this is how they're doing. It's an empty shell. Whenever things are happening, you can call the police. Now, if they even show up, they're gonna come real late, or if they even show up, period. I called the police one time and they never showed up. I called them 3 times, never showed up. Never showed up. My husband was out of town and I thought I heard somebody in the back and I called them once, twice, and I'm saying like, is somebody in there? They might be trying to break in my house. Never showed up in Chicago. So this is where we at. We are having to defend ourselves, or just we're gonna have to do something. So that means they're making it so hard to get a conceal and carry, and where you can't have a gun. And if you had a gun in the front seat, it gotta be, certain, it's so many rules. But the criminals are just doing what they want to do. So this is where we at. We're understaffed, 2,000 police officers. And we have this idiot mayor removed ShotSpotter. So now that's after the DNC. So if it didn't work, why didn't you remove it before the DNC came here? So you removed ShotSpotter, then we're down 2,000 police, and then the police who are here, who are trying to do their job and trying to protect the citizens, they don't have no type of power. So now they're second guessing everything that they were taught to do or should be doing for their lives. They're second guessing it, and now they're getting killed. So this is what's happening in Chicago, right? So they have no backing from the mayor. The mayor don't back them up for anything. He don't even back us up, the citizens. So that's why he's the most hated mayor and the most and what they have him in history. He's going down as the worst mayor. So now you have police officers who have been killed, and they telling Brandon Johnson, you cannot come to my kid's funeral. We do not want you here. You're not allowed, and you better not show up. This is how the police feel about him. So we have the idiot Mohawk Brandon Johnson saying that he's coming anyway. So it was another officer who was killed in April the 21st. Now let me tell you this before I let you all hear. So the first officer that was killed in April the 21st, his name was Louise Wesco. I think I'm saying it right. Louise Weska. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. So that was the officer that was killed in April, right? And so he told the mayor that the family told the mayor that he was not invited to his funeral. So he made a big thing. He coming anyway, right? So the family told him not to, and he, like the day of, still was saying he was coming. So now, of course, they put a lot of stress on the family, a lot of strain, because now they have to bury their loved ones, and now they got to deal with this idiot mayor who they told and made plain that they do not want you to show up. And up until the day of, hours before, he was still claiming he coming. I'm coming anyway, and that's my right as a mayor. All this stupid stuff. So this is what you're dealing with this idiot mayor, and this is why we're trying to tell you all we cannot keep. So his name was Wesker. That's his name, Wesker. So I guess I'm saying it right. So he's so disrespectful. First of all, you don't have the back, and you don't back the police officers. You don't get they understaffed. You don't have they back and tell them, go do your job. So you're terrible. You do not have the backing of the Chicago citizens. So we know that you're an idiot. You're the worst mayor ever. This is why you all have to stop voting for these people. Okay? We cannot keep voting blue no matter who, because it affects our community. This mayor don't care about nothing. He just gonna do what he wants to do. If the family asks you not to show up, don't show up. So now this is him. This is the officer that was killed in the line of by gunfire. And that was April the 21st. So now fast forward, we have Enrique Martinez. That's his name. Enrique Martinez. So this is just the officer that was just killed on November the 4th. So he was killed November 4th. He was like 26 years old, right? So he was an officer, 26 years old, a young guy. He had just, he was on the force for about 2 years. A month, they said a month would have made him being on the force for 3 years, right? So he was a month shy from being on the force for 3 years. And he was 26 years old. So I'm going to let you all see what happened to him. And this is who we have on the street. These are the criminals that they are allowed to be on the street. Because mind you, I'll let you hear, but these are the criminals that they are allowed to be on the streets while the Chicago citizens are going, while this mayor is steady talking about, now this is what your mayor is saying. Now we are already in a $1 billion deficit. He keeps saying now they have spent over 600 million on these illegals. Now he's the same mayor and the governor who are saying that they would not let Trump come in and get rid of these illegals. So now we're bankrupt. So now they can't hire, they're not hiring police officers. I just told you we are 2,000 police officers short. We have high crime. This is the holiday season. And you have this is holiday season, and we're understaffed. And you took ShotSpotter to save money. No, get rid of the illegals that you spending all this money on and bring the resources to the community. So this is what I'm saying, you all. Everything affects everything, whether you know it or not. You might not directly have illegals in your neighborhood, which I'm shocked if you live in Chicago, if you don't, because they're all spilling over in Indiana, in the south suburbs, everywhere. Oak Brook had a problem with them in the mall. They were stealing everything. Oak Brook police would arrest them. They'll send them here. They'll let them back out. They'll be right back out there. So Oak Brook police have been having a problem with illegal stealing in the stores and things like that. So if it hasn't came to a town or a city near you, trust me, it will. So this is what's going on. So we have, can y'all recall him here? No. I believe we're the only one, we're it's some of the cities that can, but we're one of the ones who can't. So we need and that's what we're trying to get on the books, where we can recall this mayor, because we can't in Chicago. So I'm going to let y'all hear what happened to the police officer. And then I'll let you hear, because the mayor is not invited or the governor is not invited. All right, so I'm getting ready to let y'all see what happened to, and look at the idiot guy who killed the police officer. So we're gonna let's go here. Hold on. And then we're gonna hold on, let me see my phone. Hold on, I'm gonna let you all hear because I like for you all to hear yourself so you can see exactly what's going on. So you can hear out of these own idiots' mouths. Oh. Okay, let's see. All right, so let me let y'all wait till this commercial. Wait till this commercial's over, and I'm getting ready to let y'all hear what this idiot is. What you owe on one card to another, plus interest over time. Gotta check it out. Okay, wait till this commercial over.
We have charges tonight in the murder of a Chicago police officer and disturbing new information about the murder weapon. Tia Ewing has been following this tragic case.
This is the mugshot for McMillan, and it's not the first one he's had. The 23-year-old has been arrested for unlawful possession of a weapon and has a pending case out of Will County for possessing and manufacturing cannabis. On October 16th, he was put on an ankle monitor out of Will County.
When he was taken into custody, was on release as a condition of a prior arrest where he attempted to defraud a drug and alcohol screening test.
Monday night, Chicago police pulled up on a stopped car that was in the street here in the 8,000 block of South Ingleside in the Chatham neighborhood. 3 people were inside. When Officer Enrique Martinez and his partner approached the car, McMillan was in the front passenger seat, reaching into a bag on the floor.
At this point, McMillan produced a fully automatic handgun equipped with a machine gun conversion device and an extended magazine, and fired in the direction of Officer Martinez, fatally striking him.
Investigators say McMillan is also responsible for shooting the person that sat in the driver's seat right next to him. He pushed that male onto the ground and got in the driver's seat, put the car in reverse, and that's when he dragged a Chicago police officer. That officer discharged 1 bullet that hit the ground. He will be okay. McMillan took off on foot, broke into a woman's home, and then cut off his ankle monitor. He was found near the scene. The third person in the car was questioned and then released.
Our officers had no chance as they approached this vehicle.
Superintendent Larry Snelling says the alleged shooter had a switch on the handgun used. It's able to fire off multiple rounds in just seconds.
Let's make no mistake about why someone wants to convert a handgun with an extended magazine or a drum to a fully automatic weapon. They want to create as much carnage, human carnage, as they possibly can.
McMillan will appear inside of a courtroom. That will happen at 11:30 tomorrow morning over at Layton Criminal Courthouse. And of course, our cameras will be there. Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
Okay, so you have this man who had an ankle bracelet on already, right? So he had an ankle bracelet on, and so he was let out on ankle monitor, on should probably be home arrest, house arrest, and he was let out. So this guy named McMillan, the police stopped him, right? So now, remember when you all keep saying that the police shouldn't shot him, he was just doing this, he was just reaching this or whatever. The police came to the car. They questioned the guy, and the guy in the front seat, McMillan, reached down, and they told him to stop reaching. So this is when you say, see, y'all gotta understand, when these police officers are giving you directions, and you're not adhering to these directions, you put yourself in jeopardy. We have to stop this. We have to start teaching our kids that no, when the police stop you, follow directions, live to see another day. If they did something wrong, then we can sue, we can do things like that, we can get a lawyer, but you need to follow directions and live to see another day. So now they pull the car over, stop the car, giving simple directions. The guy reached down in his bag. They tell him to stop reaching. So this is when you all say, well, he didn't have to shoot him. This is the split second they have to think about or assess the situation. Now, if I tell you not to reach, or I tell you to just, I'm asking you a question, don't reach, don't do nothing. Just let me question you. Hey, yes, officer. Hey, what's going on, officer? This and that. You don't have no business reaching for nothing. So now the man reached down, the officer telling him stop reaching. He come up with a weapon that have a switch on it. See, this is what's happening. And so you all want to say the police shouldn't do this, the police shouldn't do this. No, the people should follow directions. Because you got to understand, the things the police deal with, you don't have to deal with. The things my husband would tell me he had to deal with when he was a police officer, we don't have to deal with. So the way we would probably assess the situation is not the way they're going to assess the situation, because they have been through some things that now their antennas are up, and that's telling now this is you got a split second to think about if you're going to go home to your family or if they're going to go home to theirs. This is why you have to follow directions. We have to teach our kids, when the police stop you, follow directions. Don't be reaching, don't be smart, don't be trying to raise your window up. Just follow direction. Hey, officer, may I help you? Yes. License and insurance. Okay, officer, look, my license or insurance is right here. I'm getting ready to reach and get it. Is that okay? Or do you need to come and get it? Okay, that's okay for you to get it. All right, I'm reaching right here, getting my information. This is my information. You ain't got to be like, what you want? And this and that. No, because these officers have a split second to assess the situation and to react. So the man could come up with a gun that had a switch on it. So a switch is, they made it a semi-automatic. So if it's a regular handgun, this is what they do in Chicago. A semi-automatic, so it shoots a lot of rounds at one time. So this is what this man did. You saw the retarded looking guy in, period. So he gets a gun, shoot the police officer. Shot him, he dead. He shot the driver too. So while he's shooting the police officer, he's in the passenger seat. He shot the police officer who's at the window. The police officer, because the police officer allowed him to reach down, which he should have shot him at that point. But he allowed him to reach down, come up with a gun. He shot the police officer. In the middle of shooting the police officer, the driver, because he's on the passenger side, the driver is right here. In the midst of shooting the police officer, he shoots and kills the driver. Now this guy goes, and so now the officer who Enrique, he shot the driver. The passenger now go kick the driver out the car, because he killed him, and gets in the driver's side and pull off. Now he's dragging the other police officer. So he's dragging the other police officer, and the other police officer got a chance to get one shot, but he shot the ground and flew off off the car. Now you got this criminal driving. He gets out the car, run into a building, break into a house, kick the door open on the lady, and break into her house, gets in her house, get a knife, cut off the ankle monitor, leave her house and run, and they called him. So this is what your police officers have to deal with. When we want to go say defund the police, when we want to say all this crazy stuff, then they the ones who have to deal with it. Now his family is in mourning just because we have an idiot that was let out, who should have been locked up, and who should have been shot at that particular time when you reached down and when you was reaching in the bag. So this is what I'm talking about. Now, do you all realize that the mainstream media, the news, why they not magnifying this? Why you don't see this all over the news? Why you don't see protests breaking out? Why you don't see that the news is saying that, hey, Chicago have a crime problem? Hey, Chicago mayor wants to defund the police. He wants to keep housing illegals and keep funding illegals. All while they have more criminal and a police officer was just shot by a criminal. Why that's not all on mainstream media news, CNN, everywhere? Why they not televising that? But had the officer shot this man, you would have had that everywhere. Black people would have been outraged. The media would have been magnifying that. He didn't have to kill him. He was just reaching. He didn't have to kill him. You didn't have to do that. This is what the media would have been saying. This is the narrative they want y'all to keep going for. So, Trump want to give them full immunity. No, he's giving them back their powers, what they don't have. So now they can, whatever they've been told, they can do without having to worry about if they gonna go to jail, if they gonna be penalized, if they gonna be demonized. And like Trump keeps saying, the bad ones who have broke the law, they're going to be prosecuted. They're gonna go through due process and prosecuted. But the ones who were acting in the line of duty, then they not, and they shouldn't be. If you don't listen to the police, no commands or whatever, when you know the situation, then if you get shot, you get shot. And it's more police getting shot than criminals. You just don't hear about it. I just went to the police site in Chicago, and there's a lot of police officers that have been killed in the line of fire with gunshots. Do you see that all over the news? No. But let them have killed a person who deserved to get killed, and let him be black. You're going to see all the protests, you're going to see the Crump, the lawyer. You're going to see them all out here saying he didn't have to shoot him. He didn't have to, the Dexter Reed. This dude had tinted windows, pulled the gun out and shot the police officer, shot at the police officer. They killed him. They said he didn't have to kill him that many times, shoot him that many times. This is what we at, y'all. So yes, I want Trump to, yes, I want the police to have their immunity. I want them to be able to do their job because guess what? When the criminals know that they don't have to do their jobs and they can't do their jobs and they can't chase them and they can't do this, guess what? They robbing us, carjacking us, driving off in our car, has speed, and the police can't even chase them. No. Those who are law-abiding citizens don't have a problem with the police. I don't have a problem with the police. The police pull me over. Hey, officer. Yes, officer. You were speeding, whatever. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, officer. I had buttholes. I'm sorry, officer. But I didn't know the speed limit. I wasn't, whatever. License and insurance. I'm going to give them that. That's going to be what it is. And it's something that's nasty, but whatever. You give me, going on, I'm going to give you that. You give me a ticket, whatever. It is what it is. But when you doing all this other stuff and reaching and all that, come on, y'all. We got to start just letting our kids and everything know to listen to the officer. Go abide by the rules. If they're giving you instructions, just stop it. So now this officer had lost his life. Now, if that would have been my husband, and my husband is a great police officer, he has helped many people in the community. If that had been my husband, I'd have been pissed off too. Because y'all let these criminals just do what they want to do and demonize the police. So why isn't the mainstream media out here talking about how we have a high crime rate in Chicago, how Brandon Johnson just took away ShotSpotter, how he just let all these illegals in, and talking about he's not letting Trump get rid of the criminals, especially the illegal criminals, how he's not going to let him get rid of them, and why they're not talking about how we're understaffed and a criminal that had an ankle bracelet on just killed the police officer. This is what I'm talking about. This is a narrative that they want to keep pushing to y'all. So, oh, Trump doing this. No, people in Chicago, these criminals are out of control and they have more rights than we do. So now they just doing whatever they want to do. So now this is the Brandon Johnson. Let's talk about Brandon Johnson. This is the family.
So you're sticking with the bangs, huh? Oh.
So this is the family who telling Brandon Johnson they don't want him to come. And this is that right here. Let me show you all.
The man accused of killing Chicago police officer Enrique Martinez and another man will be in court later today.
WGN's Eric Rung is live at the Cook County Criminal Courthouse with the very latest. Eric?
Okay, y'all, let me see. Let me let y'all see.
Well, good morning. The suspect.
Okay, let me get out of here. Okay, here we go. All right, so let me let y'all see what your idiot mayor that y'all keep voting for, what this man had to say.
Developing tonight, disagreement over how to honor a fallen Chicago officer.
Enrique Martinez's funeral is Monday, and his loved ones are asking the mayor not to attend, but he says he's going anyway.
Our Jermont Terry shares the perspective from one of Martinez's family friends tonight. Jermont?
Joe and Erica, as the city prepares to honor Officer Martinez, who was killed while on duty, his family, through representatives, making it very clear that the man leading the city should not step foot into the services. Standing outside the 8th Police District, members of the FOP and close friends of fallen CPD officer Enrique Martinez spoke out in solidarity.
Enrique Martinez's family called me up this evening and said they could not do this. They definitely do not want the mayor at any other functions for Enrique. Plain and simple.
They are here relaying a message from the family directly to Mayor Brandon Johnson. Martinez's family says the mayor's policy for public safety placed Martinez and many Chicago officers in harm's way.
Change the policies that put them at risk.
The mayor honored the wishes of Officer Louise Weska's family earlier this year and did not attend the funeral services. Weska's mother here making sure Martinez's family doesn't endure the back and forth frustration she says she went through with the mayor's office during her grief.
If the mayor really wants to honor, in this case, Enrique Martinez family, he must respect the Martinez family wishes.
Yet the mayor's office saying he will attend, and a statement saying in part, the mayor of Chicago will attend all honors funeral services for every police officer, firefighter, or EMT who loses their life in the line of duty. These official honor services are solemn moments to honor the sacrifice of our officers and first responders. It is the mayor's honor to support the officers of the entire Chicago Police Department, especially in moments of grief.
This mayor better not show up. That's so disrespectful.
Now, we should note that Mayor Johnson was at the hospital the night.
So you see how he is? You see how tourism is going to be affected? Yeah, the tourism has already been affected in Chicago. Downtown, man, anybody being bothered with these people? So yeah, so hey, so this is what's happening. So your mayor still, after the family asked him, and you saw the guy say he better not show up, asked this idiot not to come because can't nobody stand him here. You all just saw the city council meeting, how don't nobody like him. And so we have to make sure we don't keep voting the same way, Chicago, Illinois. We have to make sure this coming election, we don't states and keep making them. So this is what we got to make sure we do. Now, this is Pritzker. Let me see. Do I have something with Pritzker? Because they don't want Pritzker there either. Let me see. Okay, yeah, let me see. Here go Pritzker. Now, this is what Pritzker said. So I'm going to let y'all know what Pritzker said. Because, yeah, Brandon is a goofy. He's arrogant, yes. Insensitive, he's a goofy.
Governor Pritzker's office says he will not be attending the funeral of fallen police officer Enrique Martinez at the request of the Martinez family. In a statement from his office, it reads, "We always ask family members if they're comfortable with the governor attending memorial services. The absolute priority is making sure no additional stress is added to one of the worst days of their lives, and the governor will always respect the wishes of the family." Governor Pritzker and the First Lady continue to hold Officer Martinez and his family in their thoughts and prayers. Martinez's family has also asked that Mayor Johnson not attend the services. Officer Martinez was just 26 years old when he was shot and killed in the line of duty earlier this week. He was about a month away from on the force for 3 years. Martinez grew up in West Lawn and was recently engaged. A suspect is in custody and facing charges.
So he was recently engaged.
Just a few hours we are expecting.
Recently engaged. So imagine how his fiance feel. And low for sassy. Yeah. Brandon Johnson put him before family. Right. So this is what this man is doing. So don't nobody want the governor or the mayor nowhere around. This is like this third police officer who family said, we do not want this man around. Don't come. You better not come. You all, the morale is down in the police department. Like everybody, feeling it. Everybody is tired. People who can retire. My husband retired. And especially how they had all them illegals in the police station, tents all outside the police station. The police couldn't even walk up in there. Then they were bringing bed bugs. And now, if you're a police officer, you would have to, you know how expensive it is if you thought that you may have brought bed bugs to your home, then you got to make sure, do all this. It's cleaning process and everything. So it's very expensive to have, if you been exposed to bed bugs, or if you have been around somebody who had bed bugs, you got to make sure you don't bring them home. So the bed bugs was rampant in the police station because you have a bunch of illegals coming there sleeping. It was everywhere. It was not a floor room space available. All out in front. It was unbelievable. Then you had to hear the measles outbreak came. So you had measles and then tuberculosis outbreak. So this is what this mayor is doing and allowing for the citizens to go through. So the mainstream media don't tell y'all this. They only tell y'all with the Democratic Party narrative because they are an arm of the Democratic Party. So they're going to pull out lies, and the black community keeps believing that because we are the ones that vote blue no matter who. So now, so now the officer funeral is tomorrow, right? His funeral is tomorrow, and the family has made it known that they don't want him to come. So Brandon Johnson, now I told you with the other family, with Louise Wesker, with his family, he said he was coming up into a few hours, a couple of hours, up until a couple of minutes before the funeral, that he had doubled down that he was still going. So this is what he did with the previous officer family. Now we got this, and so let's see what he says, what Brandon Johnson has to say, since the officer funeral is tomorrow. Okay, let me let y'all hear this. Wait till the commercial go on, and then I'm gonna let y'all hear.
Mayor Brandon Johnson says he will no longer attend the funeral for fallen Chicago police officer Enrique Martinez. The mayor issued a statement today saying he is praying for the family and will honor their request to not attend. Johnson initially said he planned to attend the funeral. Officer Martinez was shot and killed last week during a traffic stop in the Chatham neighborhood. Representatives for the family held a news conference last night asking the mayor to respect their wishes.
They definitely do not want the mayor at any of the functions for Enrique. Plain and simple, to the point.
I don't understand why it's this difficult for anyone to respect families' wishes.
Governor J.B. Pritzker says he will not attend Monday's funeral at the family's request.
So this is what's going on. So these are the idiots that we keep the families of fallen officers will to continue to request that mayor and the governor not be attendance, especially with Flat House bill was passed. Yes. With that house, that house bill that was passed. Yes, I'm going to talk about that. So yes, these people we have to get these people out of office. Chicago, we have 2 years, hopefully before that, if we can get Trump to come in and do a forensic audit of the mayor and Pritzker. If we can get him to come in and do that, then we can get them out sooner. But until then, we cannot afford to keep voting this way. If you in New York, if you in California, if you here in Chicago, we cannot afford to keep voting this way. We have to vote these people out. If we don't get this mayor is going to destroy. He's already doing a great job, but Chicago is going to be just I just can't imagine if we just wasn't standing up and we allowed this man just to do what he wants to do. He's going to destroy Chicago. And we are not only that, bankrupt Chicago. We are already bankrupt. We're already in a deficit. And this man is first he was trying to raise the property taxes. We shot that down. We put pressure on those aldermen to say y'all better not vote for that. So they didn't vote for it. Now he want to go tax the cigarettes, the garbage, the liquor, things like that. But this man has to go. If you notice, he never said that he's going to take a pay cut with all the people, the teachers union who getting all their money. That's why we need Trump to dismantle the Department of Education. And we got to go after these teachers, the CTU, who's stealing money and been stealing money. While these kids are felon. These kids not even passing, can't even read. We're the lowest out of all the states. You all, come on, we got to do better. We cannot keep voting these people in. We already found out. Now listen. So now that we have our police officers that's going through what they're going through, and you all mad because we voted for Trump and wanted this Kamala broad in office. Now, it has been proven, and this is what your mayor said about these sanctuary cities and how he won't let Trump come in and do. So not only are we already having a crime problem in Chicago, now this idiot lady that y'all thought we was going to put in, but we showed y'all, she allowed, and her administration allowed, we believe, 21 million people across the border. Because you got to understand, you got to count the getaways, you got to count the terrorists, you got to count the people that were coming over, flying over, the people that were coming over, that they flew over. We got to count, we have to make all those, we got to put all of them in the bucket. So we're looking at, like Trump said, at least 21 million, easily. So we know that half of these people have gone to sanctuary cities. Chicago, New York, California, Denver, things like that. Now, it has been proven that we have 14,000 murderers here. 14,000 murderers who came across the border. So when Trump told you they were emptying out their jails and things like that, he was not lying. Increase crime taxes, then bring in high rollers to buy up property. Right. Increase the crime and increase the crime and taxes, then bring. So this is what they do. They increase, like she said, increase the crime and taxes, defund the police, so the police is understaffed. Take out ShotSpotter and then push you out of your homes. Then let big developers come in and buy your homes. And then this is how they do it. This is how they do it. And then we allow them. So now we know we have 14,000 murderers here. That's confirmed. We know we have I'm rounding it off. We have 16,000 convicted rapists here. 16,000 convicted rapists here. We have 400, I'm going to just round it off, 500,000 convicted criminals here that have been convicted of some kind of crime, period. These are the people that have been let in our country, America, under the lady that y'all thought, under the Indian lady that y'all thought we was going to put in office, that y'all mad that we didn't vote for. And we know, so we got rapists, we got criminals that have committed heinous crimes like murder, things like that. So these are not just petty crimes. They have been convicted of murder, multiple murders. And these people have crossed the border and came in America, and we know they are in our cities because we are a sanctuary city, and they are not being arrested. And ICE can't cooperate with them when it's time to deport them. And so now we have this idiot Brandon Johnson, who the mayor that you all wanted to put in because he's a black guy, who telling Trump that he would not allow him to come in and get these people. All the while, the Chicago citizens are saying that we don't want this, and do not only that, we can't stand you. And now he's not even listening to the people. So this is what you all have to think about when you all want to go for to the ballot box when it's come down in a year and a half, almost 2 years. These are the things you got to keep in mind when you in Chicago want to go and put these people in. You have to look at their policies. You have to look at, do they have experience? Who are they? Who have they been associated with? Are they a Democrat? Because we see most Democrat people are just puppets. We see the big agenda. The big agenda is to saturate America with these illegals and skip what America won't, make our country a third world country, and bring communist agendas here and make us a communist America. This is what the Democrat agenda is. So we need to, like I keep saying, make them go sit in the corner for about 20 or 30 years, get them a timeout until they understand to never play with American citizens and the Chicago citizens again. So Chicago, black Chicago, I need y'all to wake up, stop drinking the Kool-Aid. We've been doing that for 70 years. I need y'all to wake up and stop voting Democrat. We are Republicans. We are conservative people. We need conservative values. We need to get these people up out of office, and we need to make them understand that they're not going to keep disrespecting black America, black Chicago. And the reason why I'm addressing black people is because we are the only ones that vote 90 to 95% Democrat and have did it for 60 to 70 years. We are the only people who have done that. So this is why I'm addressing the black community. We got to wake up. If we even want to have another chance, if we can phantom having another chance, we have to stop this madness, and we have to get these people out. And we can't vote blue no matter who. We got to let these Democrats sit out for a long time. We got to turn Chicago and Illinois red, and we got to go to work in our communities and advocate and get rid of the disgrace 50, those aldermen. We got to get rid of our state representatives. We got to get rid of them, the senators, making sure that whatever we want, those are the things that you're asking for. Those are the things you're advocating for. What we want. You represent us. If you're not going down and representing us, then you getting ready to get out of office. We got to hold these people accountable. And that's our mission, to shine a light on what's going on in Chicago, how crooked Chicago is, what's happening to the citizens of Chicago, whether we are when it come down to the police, the criminals, how we are being affected by all these policies of the Democratic Party. This is directly affecting us. We have been getting mugged, robbed, carjackings, everything. And like I said, the mainstream news is not showing that because it's going to make the Democrats look bad. All the while, every little thing Trump is talking about or say or do, no matter what he do, they're going to magnify that. So this not what we own. This is what we own going forward. Chicago is going to flip red. We're not playing. We're not playing with these elections. We're not playing with this mayor. We're not playing with these aldermen. We're definitely not playing with this governor. We're not playing with this state representative. We're not playing with Tony Preckwinkle. We're not playing with Kwame Raoul. We're not playing with none of these people. They have to go. All right? That's where we at. Yeah, facts. So this is where we at, y'all. So let me see. I'm gonna address some questions. Anybody want to ask me any questions? And other than that, I didn't want to get on here long, but I just wanted to let you all know I thought I should talk about the officer and what happened to him since his funeral is tomorrow, and how this idiot Brandon Johnson don't want to listen to the people and just want to think he gonna do what he want to do. That Mohawk need to be in jail. We have to get this man thrown in jail. And we know and we know he's stealing, so we know we're gonna have to demand an audit. So you all need to be calling down to your mayor's office, calling down to your state's attorney's office, especially if you're in Illinois or Chicago, and tell them that or your attorney, I gotta get y'all, I'm gonna get those names and numbers, and tell them that you want a forensic audit of how this mayor spent your taxpayer money on a illegal migrant crisis. This is what you need. You want a breakdown of how your money was spent, because this falls under the Freedom of Information Act, and he don't have all that information on his website. He don't have all of that. It's only a little bit. We need to have all of that. That's something we should have. It's the freedom. That's our freedom of information, to see how he spent our money with this migrant crisis, and he's not being transparent with it. It's a lot of things he don't have on the website where you can go see the breakdown of it. So this is what we're asking. We're asking for that. So yeah, that's what we at, y'all. So yeah, that's all. I just want to come on here real quick and talk about that. All right. So let me see some of the questions. As look at the university students that have been victimized. Yeah, the university student, one lady was sexual assaulted. Yeah, they've been really, yes, on the train stations, mugged. Yeah, been sexual assaulted. That's in Chicago. They have not been talking about that. These illegals are stabbed the guy, mugged the guy on the L platform about the University of Chicago. Exactly. This is what's happening that the media ain't talking about. Increased crime, taxes, yes. The families of the fallen officers will continuously request the mayor and governor. Yes, they don't want them to come. It's kind of selfish and low for sassy Brandon Johnson to put himself before the family. Brandon is a goofy. He's arrogant. Yes, you all. So that's all facts. So please, you all, I'm going to try my best to get you all the information of what's really going on in Chicago. And usually district attorneys let violent criminals out. Without bail. Has there been any push to recall the district attorney? No, you know what? I'm gonna get you some information. I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk about our district attorney. I'm gonna talk about that because I'm gonna talk about that. So yeah, I'm gonna have a discussion about that in one of my videos. Keep your eyes open. Don't get distracted by your phones. Yes, so exactly. Keep your head on a swivel. That's what you gotta do. Keep your head on a swivel. But anyway, so that's what's going on. I'm gonna try my best always to keep you all informed of what's going on in Chicago, what's happening, and especially because we have 1.5, 2 years to get these people out of office, hopefully sooner. But it's our mission, Chicago Flips Red mission, that we wake you all up, give you the information, educate you, that you will have when it's time for you to go vote, that you will make an educated decision of how you're going to vote and vote in your best interest. That's our mission, okay? To get these crooked people out of office and make sure us as the people don't just vote somebody else that's just as terrible as Brandon Johnson is. Just like we had a chance with Lori Lightfoot. And what did we do? Go put somebody who's worse than her in office. That's what we did. Somebody who's just as worse as her, we sit up there and put a person right back in office that was worse than her. I want to make sure we thank you all for showing up and keeping us informed. May God thank you is how you stay alive. Yeah, so this is what we're doing, you all. Zoe, she definitely talks about this. Miss Jessica don't want to be on social media, so we just, tell what's going on. We're gonna have videos, show you videos. We have a meeting, maybe on the budget and finance Tuesday at City Hall. So we'll be down there at City Hall for that, to see how they'll be spending our money, budgeting far as with the police, the fire department, things like that. All right, y'all. I love you all. Stay safe. Remember, always keep Jesus first. Jesus, the reason why when you say God can mean anything. We know with these people, they say God and they mean the devil. So when I say God, I always got to be specific and say Jesus, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I thank him. I always ask God to forgive you all. If you're not saved, then you gotta repent. This is how, if you're not saved, then get saved, because we're in a crazy time. So listen, just repent for your sins, ask God to come in your life, believe that he is, tell him that you believe that Jesus is the Son of God and that he died for our sins. Repent for your sins and mean it. Ask God to come into your life and save you, and he will do it. That's what you got to do. Okay? Confess that Jesus is Lord and your Savior, all right? So I love you all. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. All right. Again, spiritual warfare, because we're in a spiritual warfare. What's going on with this evil, especially in Chicago, and what's going on in this world, how the Democrats are now fear-mongering you. It's a bunch of fear out here. I don't know if y'all heard about the lady who killed her father because of the election when Trump won, and she killed her father. That's a story I might talk about. So this evil is prevalent in the land, and it's a spirit of fear. It's a spirit of division. It's a spirit of perversion that's going on, and deception. This is what's going on. So we have to, as children of God, we have to pray against this, and we have to seek God's face and just pray against all the wickedness in high places. We have to be the ones who fight this battle. God has equipped us to fight this battle, and we have to do. If you're a child of God, right now it's the time to stand up. You have to stand up right now and do whatever God called you to do. You have to do it, because this evil is trying to take over, and we can't allow it as children of God. All right, because we understand that we're not fighting flesh and blood, that we're fighting principalities and evilness and darkness and principalities of the air. Okay, so this is what we know. So let's do this. I love y'all. Be safe. God bless. In Jesus' name. Bye-bye.